music news. Number 1 on the college charts this summer was Better Than Ezra. And at number 2, Ezra.
Welcome to Meeting Malcolmus, a pavement podcast.
Hey, it's JD here, back for another week of throwing the old pigskin down the gridiron that is the catalog of seminal indie rock band Pavement, as we look to gain yards and move the chains, unlocking just why this goddamn band is so good. You know, it was a short period of time. 10 years is not that long. We got 5 records. We got a shit ton of B-sides. But and I know we have SM solo and with the Jicks, but you know, there's something about this collection of characters. You know, the relationship between Stephen and Scott, whatever state that is in and ever was. And, you know, you've got a fan of the band that has now busted his chops with Sonic Youth in Mark Ibold. You've got Steve West, who happens to be childhood friends with Bob Nastanovich, and the tandem represent the, you know, backbone of this band. And then the ever enigmatic SM. This collection, this motley crew, if you will, you know, made some magic, and that's what we're here celebrating week over week. Chronologically, I am uncool, underqualified to be doing this, but here I am. You know, just a few episodes away from putting this bitch to bed. I'm a little out of sorts this week, folks. Off the top, you heard Norm Macdonald tell a joke. One of my favorites. He passed away today. And I had an episode prepared, but I deleted it and decided to, fuck it, we'll do it live. And just, you know, get this to you ASAP. Because I missed my cutoff for yesterday anyway. I was going to send it out. So here we are. Normalists. And that's a terrible place to be. It's a terrible place to be. It's an unfunny. You know, the world just got unfunnier. So, rest in peace, Norm Macdonald. Fuck. This is like my whole 20s are being torn at the seams. You know? Doing this show, getting to know several of you, and making some friends. And, you know, it's almost done. And the show is based upon, you know, my favorite band, who are also done, which is what I was talking about off the top. 10 years. That's all we got. And then now to lose, Norm, who was on SNL my 4 undergraduate years. And, I continue to watch SNL, and I watched it before, but there was nothing like watching it in university because it was social. You were watching it with other people. And so you got to do this stuff right away. High school was different. High school, you would show up on Monday and you'd be like, swing, or whatever. Whatever the catchphrase of the weekend was. And you would all be fighting with your buddies to do the joke. But university, you were in the room. Sometimes you had a couple pops, and it was just different. So I feel like that's I'm really thinking about that today, which is making me think about Pavement in a different way today. And so I'm not nostalgic, but man, did I ever used to be. A little joke for you. This week I bought a whole lot of tickets to go see some shows in Europe. Yeah, I bought 3. Edinburgh, Manchester, and the second night in London. Love to fucking get my hands on a first night ticket. If any of you are going, or any of you know somebody that's got a spare, hit me up. JD@meetingmalcolmus.com. I always love to hear from you. It's real cool hearing from you, in fact. There's another, nostalgic thing to all this too, is this is the closest thing I've done to radio since I did radio. Go with me here. Years ago, I got a job. My first writing job was writing for this variety show that was on the radio daily. And I was a writing assistant. And it was, a lot of fun, really cool. And what made it extra cool was that prior to that, I'd always wanted to be in radio. I always dreamed of it, College radio, when I was in university, for sure, I would have loved to have had a show. My biggest problem is I don't know what kind of show it would be, because I am so wildly obsessive about bands that I miss out on a million other bands, and I have no memory for music the way I did prior to having electroconvulsive therapy. It erased a part of my brain, and it erased a part of my ability to make new memories in a good way. So that's pretty fucked. But where I'm going with this is I always, loved that idea of radio and in, performance. And I've always sought a canvas. And this has been my canvas, to a degree, telling you a story. Well, first getting comfortable with you, then letting you in a little bit. And now, I can fucking talk your ear off. And, maybe you fast forward all this. No issues if you don't, or if you do. No issues. Yeah. I mean, fuck. Yeah. So a lot of this stuff is is just making me nostalgic. And nostalgia is a weird thing. It's a weird thing that makes you think weird things. Cream of Gold is what we're going to talk about today. And before we get into any discussion of said song, the fourth track on Terror Twilight, Pavement's fifth long play, why don't we give a listen to a real cool live version from Coachella in when would that have been? 2009, 2010, 2009 or 2010, 10 years ago, 11 years ago. Fuck, man. Like I'm already thinking right now, like, shit, I'm going to go see this band a whack of times this tour. And then I'm going to have to wait 10 years to see them again. Potentially. I can't wait 10 years. I might not make it 10 years. God damn. Anyway, this is from Coachella. Give it a listen. This is Cream of Gold on Meeting Malcolmus, a Pavement podcast.
Let's move on to
Next
Cream
one.
of Gold.
Toxic aura, deceptively touched.
Who'd you touch?
Stitched up in a mind. I was the curse from the dead. Wonder and retreat, everyone is on to us. Skip the gone street market, the black and arrow train. Conflicted minds when we start at minds and try. Myself far now. I bleed in beige. Why'd you leave me so far now? Well, I bleed in beige. Why'd you leave me so far now? Well, I bleed in Sorry. That really sucked. We can do a lot better than that, I swear.
Hey, JD, didn't you say that was a really cool version of Cream of Gold when you punched it out?
I got a tune. Wait.
Yeah, okay. Maybe I did. Maybe I did. Hear me out. Are you a fan of Bob Nastanovich? Because if you are, this version fucking kicks your ass. It totally does. I mean, you have sympathy for SM. You know, you can just hear his voice crying out in pain as he gets to the lead up to the chorus. But there's a nice jam out at the end, and Bob competing with Steve West, with his sound effect, and Steve's doing his drum rolls there. That's great. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And my mistake, that's from 99. That's from the 99 Coachella. Unless the YouTube is mislabeled. God, I do the bare minimum research. Let me pull this up. Hold on. 1999 Coachella. Wow, it lost millions of dollars and started an empire. You know what's really terrible about doing this is there are a lot of people right now going, fuck, how do you not know this? And to them I say, fair. That's fair. That's fair. And I really don't see that. I thought I could have sworn it was 2009 they played. But I don't even see. Yeah, Reunions of Faith No More and Pavement. Yeah, I'm positive. Somebody help me out here. JD at MediumAlchemist.com. This is fucking killing me. You're killing me. You're killing me. Okay. Let's listen to the studio version. Let's cleanse our palates, as it were. Again, though, I don't hate that version. And it's cool. Okay, it's cool for a number of reasons. It's cool because I didn't play it for you. I cut it off the beginning. It's the first song. And it's Gold Sounds. And they're playing Gold Sounds and they get to the first chorus and SM cuts it off and he's like, I can't do this. I can't do it. And he's using a capo and everything. I'm pretty sure off the top he says that he's putting this on like a seatbelt. And yeah. So they stop and they go, all right. And he calls out and he's like, all right, guys, Cream of Gold. And then they start playing it. Actually, I left that in where they're like, next one. Yeah. And it starts out fine, but it's just as he gets like 7/8 of the verse is great. And then it gets to the last eighth and then the chorus and he's just struggling. But yeah, I think it's cool because it's historic in that sense, right? If it was played in the 2009 reunion, then that's historic. This band gets back together. People paid hundreds of dollars for tickets, sat out in the desert, and didn't get what they were looking for. I'll tell you what, I saw them in Central Park, and it was fucking amazing. It was amazing. It was, I don't even know if I've told you this story, but I bought my tickets to, they played in 2009. No, they played 2010. So they announced that's what it was. They announced we're playing 4 shows in Central Park. This is our reunion. And it was like, whoa, holy shit, I got to go to one of these shows. I should have went to all of them, but I was a poor, poor man then. And good looks will only get you so far. But they played in September in 2010, and the tickets went on sale September 17th, 2009, the day my daughter was born. In fact, I bought them about an hour before my wife and I left for the hospital. You know, like it was like, fuck, I got to get these tickets. So yeah, I guess actually it would have been September 16th they were on sale. So there you go. The day before my daughter was born. They went on sale at midnight, I think. Something like that. Anyway, I digress. Let's listen to the studio version. This is Cream of Gold on Medium Alchemist, a Pavement podcast. Isn't that great? Man. That is it's interesting, right? We listened to the Coachella version, and it was like whimsical, you know? Yeah, that's how I'll describe it. It was whimsical. But the studio version is so ominous and dark, foreboding. Like it's a frightening place. And God, this song has a groove. That that main riff is wonderful, but that groove that Steve and Mark and Bob have going is just fucking great. And lots of nice little textural accents. For example, as the song begins, there is like a beeping sound that is going up in pitch. And then it sort of goes away. But, when it hits a certain point, it never gets irritating or anything like that, but it just sort of there in the right channel. And you definitely hear it during the outro, which, long and jammy. Shades of what's to come. Long and jammy outros. God, yeah, this is it's a tough one to wrap my head around lyrically. So I had reached out on Reddit and Facebook, maybe, or Twitter or something. Like, hey man, anybody have any Cream of Gold, stories or whatever? And I got I got a couple of responses. But one of them, literally I got 2 responses. 2. Boo, you guys, boo. That's whatever. Anyway, I got 2 responses and they were both great. But there was this one that was like about a spider dreaming in beige. Somewhere he had read, or they had read, that a spider dreams in beige, and that got me thinking, the pinprick on the knee, and then dying from the venom, and and then the spider, time is one. The victim is singing the first part of the chorus, and then the spider is singing the rest, I suppose, in that case, and then it takes you through the afterlife. I think that's really cool. And it's I don't know how a scientist or a doctor or whatever could tell that a spider dreams is beige. Like, if somebody has verified that, that is fascinating, Should I verify it? Oh, okay. Let me take a look here. Yeah, I see. I prefer stories that over, little facts. Do spiders dream in BG? It doesn't finish it. So no, first hit is, what does it mean if you dream about spiders? Oh, here's one. Do spiders dream? Nothing real. No. This is fucking entertaining. Especially if one of you is like a fucking spider expert and you're over there going, fuck! Fuck! JD! Yeah, spiders dream in beige, you idiot! I don't know. For me, I see it as this mundane, sort of person who, even when they die, um, even when they die, it's like a pinprick on their knee, like it's, yeah, it's, he's talking a big game with the venom or whatever, but, I just think that's, sort of cool. And then it's him, singing the entire chorus. And that to me is, sort of a fun, I don't know, like a fun take on it, right? Because then you can go from there, you go to the second verse, which is again them ambling through the afterlife. The afterlife is steep, we wander and retreat, and everyone is after us. Skirt. Wow, hold on. Why am I? I was getting lost in just the way this is written, reading it more like a poem. Disregarding the syllabic needs. The afterlife is steep. We wander and retreat, and everyone is. It's hard not to sing this shit sometimes. Gosh, that's hard. Yeah, and then keep an arrow trained on their conflicted minds because they stutter. What a great lyric. But we don't get a whole a whole lot more. We get really no more of that story because we go back to the chorus, which is I guess it's a little different. It's got time tired, you're tainted through wind songs and substitutes. And then I dream beige, why'd you leave me so far down now? No, I dream in beige, why'd you leave me so far down? And then I bleed in beige, why'd you leave me so far now? So, it's a little different. Somebody bleeding in beige, God, to me, that's just the most boring person ever. Like dreaming in beige. I have a cousin who had a roommate who was very boring, and my cousin used to say that his roommate had dreams of reading the newspaper, and I always thought that was really funny. But dreaming in beige, equally boring. Like this is just boring shit to me. That's very base. I'm very base. I like stories, and I'm very base. Yeah, that's as intellectual as I get today. Really? Huh. Yeah, bleeding in beige. Oof. It's a great song. It's a great song. You see, you start to deconstruct this record that is, to a degree maligned. Or is it? Here's a question for you: is it maligned, or oh my God, I totally forgot what I was going to say. Is it maligned? No, it's gone. It's fucking gone. Holy shit. I wonder how much editing I'm going to do. I prefer to give it to you real. There will be very little editing. I assure you. I don't mind if I sound stupid because guess what? I'm fucking stupid, man. You know that Alice Cooper song? Yeah, he was talking to me. And that's how it goes sometimes. So is the record maligned, or isn't it? I guess is the opposite. Have I got it wrong? Oh, here it is. Is the record maligned, or does it is is it perceived to be maligned because it's often rated fifth? You know, but the band only did five records. I bet if we did maybe I'll do some polling, you know, on Twitter and stuff like that afterwards, if anybody wants to participate. But I would love to know, like, favorite records, you know, like a sort of definitive list. But break it down by, you know, percentages and who's, you know, like I would want to know how many number 5 votes Terror Twilight gets. But when you deconstruct this shit, should it have just been a 5-way tie? Is that it? I mean, the EPs are there. We covered the EPs. We talked about the EPs. And, you know, there's some meat. There's some meat on those bones. But you have to do some work. But the 5, you know, the oeuvre, the pavement oeuvre, the pavement canon, are those 5 records as they were originally released. As much as we'd love to say canon should be every fucking thing they released, that's just that can't be canon. Canon can't be everything. Or do we make an exception? Do we make an exception and say that every piece of material they produced is canon? Or wait, because there's probably somebody out there who really understands the meaning of the word canon who's like, you fucking idiot. Canon. That is all the collected works. Okay. All right. I guess I mean the Hall of Fame canon then. Or, you know, well, Mount Rushmore would only be 4. But yeah, the Hall of Fame canon. Boom. There you go. 5 records. That's what it should be. And I think this band sounds very different than we've ever heard them. And, you know, while they were on the trajectory that they were on, I would have loved at least one more record just to see what was next. Do we get another Wowie? I think we might have. I think that's the direction they would have went. They would have went, let's just, you know, that last record was as corporate as we're going to be, in that, you know, the record cost a lot of money. It would have cost a lot. They used, you know, fancy studios, and, you know, part of it was done in London, you know, so that just costs more. You could argue Godrich, but he worked for free, and they had worked with Bryce Goggins and Mitch Easter. I mean, they'd worked with good producers before. Gary Young, hello, you know, so there's that. Last thing I can say about Cream of Gold, funny enough, is the first thing that you say about Cream of Gold, which is the title of the song, Cream of Gold. Why is it called Cream of Gold? Cream of Gold sounds... there's something about that phrase that sounds inviting and mysterious, and like that you want to find out more about this thing or person, which is the complete opposite of I dream in beige and I bleed in beige, you know? And if there's a doctor out there that is like, fuck, When people bleed in beige, this is what happens. I don't know. Yeah, anyway, Cream of Gold. Good song, right? Let me know what you think. JD at meetingmalcolmist.com. That's what I got for you this week. It has been another long one, and I'm sorry for that. Thanks for sticking around. Talk to you real soon. Wash those goddamn hands. That's my Clint Eastwood for you. Wash those goddamn hands. Should probably be slower. Wash those goddamn hands. To me, that sounds like Clint Eastwood. I sound like a fucking sure thing. But who knows? Anyway, be good. Talk to you.
Meeting Malcolmus, a pavement podcast, is a weekly affair. Connect with JD at meetingmalcolmus.com. Please support the pod by rating, reviewing, or sponsoring us at meetingmalcolmus.com. And hey, I'm social. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook at Meeting Malcolmus.